All right.
And Weasley's jumping up right as we go live. Fantastic. Hello. Welcome on into another Monday Live with the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Matt.
Today we're joined by Renee. She's brand ambassador for Woodinville, and we're very excited to be drinking through a lot of the Woodinville products with her today. She was actually kind enough to give us multiple samples of Woodinville, so a lot of the people in our chat tonight have the Woodinville as well.
You just like saying Woodinville.
I really do like saying Woodinville. Matt, what do we have in the chat?
I don't know. Like the phone likes to do its thing it usually does, and it's it's like a requirement. My phone goes to hell when it goes live. It's wonderful. Yeah, it's like great. Okay, we got Patrick Starkey, Don Nishida, and phone's going crazy. Awesome. John Kranz, Jeremy Burns, Wheels, Barndor, Mark JG, Anthony. Let's see here. Donald Rance. Let's see what the phone doing its crazy thing. Ice House. And there's Ron R. I know a bunch of people will join her doing it. Dropped on me like, okay, there it goes. What the hell is it doing? Doesn't matter. Anyway. All right. We got Woodinville. Very, very excited. Hey, Brent. So we're going to turn it over to Renee, and she'll tell you a little about herself and tell you about the brand, and we'll start the drinking and all the stuff here.
Yeah. So hello, everyone. Thank you for having me tonight. A little background on myself. Again, Renee George with Woodinville Whiskey. I'm the ambassador for the state of Texas. I have been in the spirits and wine world for about 12 years now. WSET 2 certified, CSS certified. So anything you need on the background and the history and all the geeky stuff, I got it. But I just love whiskey and I love to talk about it. All gamuts of it, whether it's Scotch to bourbon to rye, I'm all here. So anything you need or have questions on, we will discuss. But I want to focus on our core marks that are available to you in Texas. Again, we are out of Woodinville, Washington. It's actual city in Washington. It's about 20 minutes from Seattle. And we are in the mecca of alcohol. So if you look at Woodinville as a city, it actually is the number one concentration for whiskey distilleries, breweries, and wineries. If you know Chateau Ste. Michelle, most well known, we are across the street within, less than a block of Chateau Ste. Michelle. So we're in that little hub. We have a great knack for making phenomenal alcohol, but with a family, friends, homegrown, beginning of it all. I will tell you a little bit of history. I geek out on all the stories and the background of things. If it gets too nerdy or too long,
you can't.
Both of those are good. We like nerdy and long stories. This is perfect.
Yeah, we've got a nerdy group here.
We are that story of founded by two best friends. We really were. Brett and Orlin are our founders. They were best friends from middle school to high school to college. One went to be a construction manager. One went to be an airline pilot, a commercial pilot. And then they decided in 2009, when Washington changed their laws that you could actually own a distillery, anybody could. One called the other and said, "This is our dream. We have to do it." They didn't know how to make whiskey, mind you.
That's awesome.
But we're going to make this happen because where there's a will, there's a way. So they literally called each other. They cashed out their 401ks, sold their houses, cashed out their wives' 401ks. Mind you, they're both still married, which is a miracle. To amazing women that I can't say I probably would have stuck that. They are phenomenal, and they decided to give every blood, sweat, and tear they had to this business. So they founded this brand, bought these stills. We actually have the biggest still west of the Mississippi, still to this day. Still play on words, but we do. They reached out to Germany. They were like, we're going to do it the right way. We're going to do it big and bold. So we got this massive pot still from Germany. And then they decided, okay, now we need to figure out how to make whiskey. So who's the best in the business? At the time, this was 2009-10, Dave Pickerel was number one. He was the current distiller of Maker's Mark and was going through retirement. So they found a way, again, where there's will, there's a way. They found his number and called him multiple times. He would answer the phone and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, at the grocery store, I'll call you back." Would hang up, never call Brett Orlin back, obviously. So they were like, "All right, we're gonna figure it out." they realized he would be at a trade show in Chicago. So Orland spent their last investment dime to go stand in front of him with a VIP ticket and basically, lack of a better word, begged and said, we are going to create this brand. We want you. We don't know what we're doing. We need you. Can you help us? And finally, he said, I appreciate your persistence. I'm in. He then partnered with us for 8 months. He traveled back and forth from Kentucky to Washington. We are his first consultation ever.
Really? I didn't know that.
So he was
awesome.
on retirement age. We were his first. Whistle Pig was his last. So if you think about in that sisterhood of brands, we always joke about like we're the orphan that no one knew about. We're that orphan that he had and gave away, but we have the same profile as makers. We have the same profile similar to Whistle. And that's because we have the brainchild. We are his blood, sweat, and tears too. So everything that you taste in Woodinville is Dave Pickerel. He has actually been noted to say that we were one of his best projects he's ever done before he passed. So we are proud of that. We love him. Brett and Orland had a true friendship with him. It wasn't just a business transaction. So we're really proud of that. And we will say to this day, almost 10 years or 11 years now, that what's in the bottle has not changed. So what Dave told us to make is in this bottle. I went through full distillation with our lead distiller, Mike, and I asked him a lot of questions. This is, mind you, at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I wasn't his favorite person. But I asked him why. I was that child that's saying, why this, why that? Why do we do this? How do we do this? Why? And every answer was because Dave told us to. And I appreciate it. I respect it. I think that is why we are as good as we are, because Dave told us to. So we honor his legend. We will keep this going till the end of time. We just really appreciate it. So that being said, any questions until we move on to the mash bill and history of that?
Yeah,
That's
we
awesome.
do have a question from Travis who wants to know how big is the pot still that you have?
Oh, good question. It is over, I think it's 200 tons. I will give you exact specs. I can send that on. I don't have the actual liter average, but yes, I will give that to you.
Okay.
Are we pouring the Woodinville Bourbon first?
Yes, we'll start with the bourbon, then go to the rye and finish with the port finish, and then some extras. But for those who have samples, we'll do bourbon, rye, port finish.
Well, that's nice.
I think
What-
I'm pretty sure.
Congratulations on your anniversary. It's a very nice, a 2018 George T.
nice.
Stagg. Happy
Nice.
anniversary to you guys. That's awesome. I'm sure that neither one of you is complaining. It's quite good.
Yeah.
and the fact that your wife lets you come on our stream tonight is what an
Your
awesome
anniversary.
wife on your anniversary to come on here. So thank your wife for doing that. We appreciate it.
We have another question here from Eric. Do you only have a pot still or do you have a column still as well?
So we do have a column as well. We technically call it a hybrid. We don't like to use that term, but yes, we are a multi for pot and column.
Okay.
You are a bacon mooch.
That's the bacon. Well, you know, that cat has got it. It's going to learn. She figures, well, she gets it first, then Wheezy won't get as much. I figure
She's
that's the
learning from
cat.
her brother. I think she thinks she's deprived, but she's not.
No, she's getting way more.
Yeah.
See, that's why she's up there. She's like, if I keep getting up here, you keep beating me. It seems like the plan's working as far as I'm
Hey, I
concerned.
know. I was like, she's smart.
Resourceful, if anything.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Don. How's it going? All right. Yes.
Woodinville rules. It sure
yeah.
does.
So Jason is another whiskey tuber who's a big fan of Woodinville as well.
Cool.
So yeah, thank you, Jason. All right. Here's this. I need to get it jumped off. There we go. All right. I guess you want to start with the bourbon. We'll pour some. We'll really start
so
drinking.
hope everybody has their glasses ready. I'm going through a little history while I pour. This is actually a picture of our mash bill in our bottle. If you guys can see that. That is our corn, rye, and barley. So we're a high rye bourbon. We are 72 corn, 22 rye, and 6 barley. So we consider ourselves grain to glass, if you will. All of our grains come from one farmer outside in Washington, outside of our distillery. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours north in Quincy, Washington. We have the same diurnal shift if you guys care about this, because I do,
Yes,
as Kentucky as Louisville. So we get the best of both worlds. Yes, we are drier, but that same diurnal shift creates that push and pull in the oxidation and the extraction. However, we have a higher angel share. We're okay with it. It is worth that. It is worth the loss to create an amazing whiskey in Washington that can compare to Kentucky. We were also given, not to toot our own horn, but toot. We were given Fred Minnick's best whiskey outside of Kentucky in 2019. That's a huge honor because, he doesn't give those out just on the willy-nilly. He is extremely particular, and we're proud of that. Like, we are very thankful to say that we are the best whiskey outside of Washington, or outside of Kentucky. Washington, again, is particular. Sorry?
What was that?
She said very nice.
Oh, good.
I was like, it broke up for a second. I don't know what you said. It sounded like a robot. I was like, what the hell just happened?
So again, we are high rye and high corn. But because all of our grains come from one farmer, we can control a lot of the process. Our distillation is from start to finish in-house. Everything is from mashing to distilling to then gets aged an hour and a half north, gets brought back on a truck, and we bottle in-house again. So we are hands-on. Everything. Our founders, Brett and Orlin, are full control. Like we said, we did get acquired by a larger house about 2 years ago, but that doesn't change anything in the bottle. And I say I was there. Brett is on a forklift at 5 o'clock in the morning. So with that being said, we are very, again, hands-on. So what goes in this bottle is their passion.
That's awesome. Oh, I guess it's 5 years old. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. So we don't do age statements. We won't anytime soon. We get asked that a lot. 5 years is our standard. That will be our minimum for a long time, but we will not do age statements anytime soon.
Okay. And Joseph, was it sweet mash or sour mash?
So it actually sweet mash.
Okay.
I have a sample of it now.
We don't do any backset.
Yeah, tell everybody what that means. Because we probably know, most people might not know what sweet mash means.
Well, basically it's, we take our runoff, we reuse our wash, but that's it. We don't use our backset.
Okay.
So good. So interested to see everybody in the chat that got the samples. What you guys think of this? I know a lot of you, when I talked to you guys earlier in the last couple of days, had never had it previously. So I'm very interested to see what you guys think.
And for those of you that saved your samples for tonight, thank you very much.
Right.
I appreciate you having whiskey in your house and not opening it. That's crazy.
As far as profile goes, if you care about tasting notes, obviously we are very consistent. If you have nose and palate and finish, we are traditionally a higher like oak, vanilla. It's not overly extracted. You don't get a lot of sugar, but you get a balance. We do high char and we do toast only our ends of the barrels, but we high char at 4.
Okay.
So you're looking at that nice best of both worlds. Again, because of our distillation and our aging process, we do lose a lot of our product, and our angel share is high. We're about almost 20% angel share, which is massive compared to most.
That's painful, yeah.
Which is for our price point. We are very proud of that. We don't take that margin hit for the consumer. We take it internally. We want you to be able to enjoy alcohols with everyone, to enjoy it. This is for sharing. This isn't to be allocated. This isn't to be saved. This is be enjoyed with the ones you love, or on a night alone, or for a celebration. It really every day.
I think this says either 90 or,
it's good for all of the above.
I think this says either 90 or 80,
Yeah,
Matt. What's the
90%.
percentage?
So we're all of our marks are
90.
90 across the board. So our bourbon, our rye, and our port are going to be 90. Which is a funny thing. We're going to touch this later, but our single. Good. Do you have a question? Sorry.
I did.
It will.
What's your barrel entry proof? I'm sorry, it seems to be a little bit of a lag between us tonight.
So we actually we fill a lot lower, which we're also proud of because Dave told us to. We fill at 110. That also leads to less dilution, more character, more flavor. We are so proud of what's in this bottle that we don't have to, get extra and proof it down. We are so thankful for our grains and our barrels. So yeah, it's quality on quality and quality. But yeah, we fill at 110, which is very rare.
All right, we got a super chat here from Jason. And just took my final algorithm analysis. Money Much Whiskey shows absolutely.
Yes, that is always.
Good job, Jason. Congratulations. And I know that you got a sample box, so hopefully you'll be finishing all of it tonight. You're going to need it. All right, let me grab the shield.
The port finish is the best nightcap. I will say that's hands down.
It smells lovely.
Oh. So we're moving on from the bourbon to the rye?
We can if you want to. We got 2 hours, so.
I mean, I can give you all the
go into
nuances.
All the nuances, all the stories. Yeah, stories. Let's do stories.
Okay, so you guys have a background.
I have another quick question about proof. How do you proof your whiskey when it's going into the bottle? Do y'all proof slowly? Do you do it in bottle over time?
No, we proof slowly down with our water.
Do what?
Are we not coming through very good?
Yeah, you're breaking up.
No,
it
was choppy.
It keeps breaking up on you. Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, it's breaking up for some reason. We get like this robotic and it's like static noise. It's not been great.
Is it happening for people at home? Let us know in the chat, please.
Yeah, hopefully not. But I know that. Hello, Edward. That
Matt, what I was trying to talk about was how iron root
proofing down, right?
Slowly.
Yeah, do you guys do the grip method?
Nope. So we actually proof down with our water. We do this slow, but not drip.
Okay.
It is not as intense because we don't actually proof down much.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you're only dropping 20 points from entry.
Yeah, because all of our single proof, all of our cask strength is going to be about 118 to 120, 122 on average. We don't do a single barrel outside of cask strength, and then we proof down everything to 90. We've done some experimental barrels, which is actually what we submitted. The Brett's pick was not submitted for anything, but that was the first proof down single barrel that we've done for mass purchase. And then we've done the Burns, which is what Jim Murray voted best micro barrel. And that was proof down. That's about it.
That answer your question?
It does.
Excellent.
Okay, apparently he just went ahead. We'll get to the rye in a little bit, Travis, and we'll come back.
Well, I'll give you a little history on the background of our farmer, who is Arnie Omlin. So we work the Omlin family farm only. Super cool that he was actually going out of business. So his son, fourth generation at this point, decided that he was going to go into the medical field. And Arnie realized that in 2009, he wasn't making the profits he needed to. So it was a time to close up shop. And at that same time, our founders, Brett and Orland, decided to start a distillery and create whiskey. So they had to reach out to a broker and find out who can provide us grains at less than 3 to 5 tons, because that's the average. So they found this farm that was going out of business to do 1 ton at a time, because we didn't know where we were going. There we go. Got it?
All righty then.
Me? Okay.
We're safe. That was not
What had happened?
Yeah. The microphone just took a leap. It was thirsty.
We'll just leave it there.
It was thirsty and wanted some alcohol.
Thankfully, no damage in this process. We were safe.
We did not lose any valuable.
That was a little scary.
So Arnie was, again, going out of business, and we were trying to start a business. And so we found this broker who provided us 1 ton at a time from this business. And so we wound up buying everything he had, and perked his interest of who's buying all my grains. What is going on right now? We're about to close up. And it turned out to be a wonderful partnership. Again, that was 10 years ago. And now he is the #1 grain producer in Washington. And we are the #1 whiskey in Washington.
That's
so
awesome.
If that isn't a match made in heaven, I don't know what is. Also, Arnie and his wife are very involved. His son left the medical field, came back to run the farm. So now he is going to run the generation when Arnie retires in the next year or two. It is super exciting just to have that family touch to it, because we started with two best friends that haven't lost their passion, and Arnie now has regained his passion. And that comes to our rye. So nice little segue. Our rye was actually grown by Arnie for a baker, local baker, for bread. And this was pre-shutdown, pre-bankruptcy, pre-everything. And then when he discovered that Brett and Orlin were ordering so much of his grain, he thought, well, maybe I'll grow a lot of rye for you and see if you want 100% rye. So that is when Brett and Orlin decided, you know what? Let's try it. Let's make 100% rye. If you guys are familiar with rye in general, only 5% of the ryes in the U.S. that are distributed are 100% rye. We're one strain. Like we had this conversation before, You can have multiple strains. We are a Baker strain rye that is proprietary to us and to Arnie. So this rye is a gem of ours. We only farm rye twice a year. If you guys know anything about rye, you can only grow it twice a year, spring and fall. We only farm twice a year because of that. And this year we only farmed it once because we are currently going through expansion. We were purchased by Moet Hennessy about 2 years ago. This is expansion time. So we are shut down. The distillery is closed and everything's being moved around. And so our rye is coveted this year because we only have so much of it. It is not allocated by any means, but it's limited this year. So if you get your hands on it, buy it. If I see it in a store personally, I buy it. I mean, that's to that point right now. Again, next year will change, but this year right now. So with this rye, if you guys want to pour from your samples.
So you said this is a 100% rye?
It is 100% rye, one strain.
100% from one varietal. What type of things are you using to get the enzymes going, to get the process started for?
So we don't use barley. We have a natural yeast strain that we use that's also proprietary that we are not releasing. It's held in a fridge in our distillery that we use for saccharification. So that is it. We will
no enzymes or anything.
You're proud and true.
No enzymes or anything. You're just using this proprietary yeast strain is really kicking ass with the rye. Nice.
Correct.
So there we go. See, he picked up a bottle of the port finish, and I have reason to open it. Perfect.
Yes.
That's perfect. Also, want to give a shout out to our buddy Ed over at the Rock Cut Review, and to Pat at the My Whiskey Den. If you guys haven't checked out their channels, please do. I obviously know Jason the Master Drums in here. I'm sure you guys probably already subbed to him, but if you haven't, definitely do check out Jason's channel. For his channel is awesome. And we got Sam and his author, some amazing books about your intro to whiskey, so you should definitely check out his book as well. Oh, there's something from Jason right now. All right. Oops, come on. Jason says, what point was it to age your whiskey on the other side of the mountains for more dramatic climate influence?
So, good question. That actually was not intentional to age on purpose of that side of the mountain. It also worked in tune of the farm and where it was. So our rick houses are on Arnie's farm. Yeah, so he is he's great. He's great. So basically he doesn't manage our farm, or he manages the farm, but he doesn't manage our rick houses. Well, somewhat he does. It's more of a hands-on situation, but yeah, it wasn't 100%, I think, intentional in the beginning, but then when we realized how good the whiskey was coming out, I mean, obviously for the first 5 years, we couldn't do anything else. So we did a lot of experiments. We did some micro barrels. We created a vodka. I mean, it was whatever would work. We did a couple a white dog that's still available at the distillery. And this just worked out phenomenally.
Yeah, talk about the expansion so people can know that what you guys are doing, what you're currently at to what you're going to now.
So expansion-wise, we are still a craft distillery. That will change probably in the next year or so. We are currently we were at 1 rick house. We're about to go to 3. Our rick houses, by the way, are single level and are not changing that. So about 6 barrels high. We have 1 still. Now we're going to 3. We're 1 or 2. We're 3 fermentation tanks. We're going to 4 to 6. So there's a multiple growth going on. That is thank you to Moet Hennessy. Again, we are probably one of the few acquisitions that happens in whiskey that we get the best of both worlds. We get all the financial support, but they are not telling us how to make our whiskey and what to do with it. Brett and Orlin have full control. They can say no or yes. That bacon's good, huh? They can say whatever they want because we are not going to compromise what's in this bottle. Once again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but this is not going to change. What's in this bottle is for a reason. We have won our awards because it's in the bottle. A little side note, I don't know if you guys follow any of the awards or you care about it, but
still follow them. Care.
So multiple submissions, most of the, I would say, I hate to say the word most, but most submissions happen because they pick their honey barrel, right? Like they choose what to submit for the awards. Right. So we were going to do that. Brett and Orlin went through a bunch of barrels, decided, you know what? This is just not cutting it. They went to the tasting room, grabbed a bottle, and sent that in to the San Francisco World Spirits Competition.
That's awesome.
From the tasting room. I don't know if you guys realize what the
unlike Stupid McKenna, and they went and picked their barrel. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
so
actually, that's awesome.
Brett literally grabbed the bottle from the tasting room and sent that in, and we got Best Straight Bourbon 2020 from San Francisco World Spirits Competition off of a bottle that everyone can drink. So the bottle that you have in your hands, that sample you have in your hands, is the same juice that we submitted, which is mind-blowing. Again, I've been in this world for a long time, and I've never heard of a brand that was so confident in their everyday to submit that for an award that won. So
that's awesome.
Yay. Cheers to that, first of all.
What a great story there. That's fantastic.
So you can take pride in knowing that the bourbon and the rye that you have in your glass is exactly what won.
So we got a couple questions asking William and I
our thoughts on it, because me and Sarah are not rye fans.
We're not generally rye fans
for the most part.
I find it delicious.
So people are wondering what our thoughts on the matter are. There's not hardly at all any of the dill note that I typically find in a really high percentage of rye.
And that's what makes us gravitate away from rye. Is that high dill. There is a
pickle note.
There is a good mint and black pepperding on the nose.
And a eucalyptus.
Mm-hmm.
There are things down the green path, but it's not pickle.
I do get a little bit of dill on the palate, but it's not off-putting. No, because I get more mint. The dill is right on the front, and then it goes into that mint and the eucalyptus into the black pepper. So I'm not offended by this rye like I am a lot of other ryes. It's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
I agree,
you.
and I really enjoy the black pepper.
Compliment. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So Jason says she's making it sound so good that he's trying to chug Joseph Magnus. I mean, that's a hell of a compliment there, Jason. That's awesome. I know that, like I said, Ron, who's in the chat, he liked it so much he cracked the sample. He had to go to the store to get the rye. He liked it so much.
If you see the rye, buy it. I'm not kidding. If you see it, buy it.
I'm sure he's glad that he went and got that now.
Right?
It's really good. Yeah. So what rye varietal is this?
So this is our Baker Strain rye.
Baker Strain.
Yeah. Okay. So it actually was made for rye bread. Okay. No hiding that fact. It is a unique strain that we own. That Arnie gives to us only. He is not going to sell it to any other whiskey company.
That's cool. And
he only created it for making bread. So now, because he's growing it for us, it is so unique. I mean, we're obsessed. And we're also rye bourbon, which helps too.
So do you use the same? Do you use the same rye varietal in the bourbon?
Correct. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Cohen, you need another one then. If you only have Pikes full, now you have a reason to get another rye. You need to get a good Washington rye here. Because that's a Maryland style. Now you get a Washington style.
No.
Yeah.
You'll notice it's a lot more round than some Northeast or even Southern styles of rye, like we talked about Balcones. Mm-hmm. Their ryes are unique, but ours is a little more layered and complex and a little more, I always call it carrot cake. I think our rye is carrot cake. It's a nice spice up front. It's a little bit of cream icing in the middle, and then it's a finish of, again, spice, like that. You get that chunky piece of carrot.
It is. And just wait till the special surprise she has for us later.
Oh, you guys
we cracked it when she got here. It is delicious. Distillation. We'll talk about that when we
It's
get to that
distiller
later,
only.
later
So
in the evening.
I don't want to tease people, but
Western Prairie Rye from Quincy.
Minty cream soda notes, Jason says, from Mash and Drum on
Yes.
this rye. He says, so approachable and easy to drink. I agree completely. And if you enjoy rye, if you enjoy that big spicy black pepper ding, that is one of the things that I like a lot about rye is that big spice that comes with it at the finish. This has that in spades. That black pepper dials up slowly as you're hitting like mid palate and into the finish, and it just leaves you with this nice clinging black pepper ding that I really I'm enjoying this.
and we love that it's not a tannic pull in the back of your throat. Like you don't, I don't even know how to describe that, but you don't pull back, you don't pause and eyes water. Like you want another sip, which is so balanced and complex for a rye that I don't know how to describe that in other brands, but I'm very proud that it's in ours.
Oh, you don't have any? Oh, we need to fix that, Matt. He's in Canada, so it's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know where
It's
you're
coming
at.
soon, though. Canada's next.
See, so you guys can get it soon then. So perfect.
There you go.
Canada and France.
Canada and France. Okay, good. Yeah, we have a large Canadian audience that watches us.
Yeah.
Too, so you guys will thankfully be getting it soon. So that's awesome.
That's our
And
next project.
You said you were in 22 states. Can you list them off the top of your head, or you have a list?
That's just mean.
Almost half US.
Hey, listen, if
Texas.
you want to get mean, I got a whole list of questions over here. We can get mean, right?
I mean, Texas is the only state that I'm kidding. It doesn't. I'm not from even Texas. So we're California, Washington, Texas, Colorado, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Florida, New York, all the ones in between.
Put a handful of them.
and at least 8 more. Heard that.
West Virginia, Virginia. Can I go through I know the states by alphabet. I can go
No,
through
there you go. That's it. I love it. Just suck it, Canada. You keep all the good whiskeys up there anyway.
I guess the question I should have asked is I should have posed this to the chat. Is there anybody in our chat that doesn't have
Nebraska too. Yes, we just launched Nebraska last month.
Good.
Yes.
Now-
Nebraska and Ohio have been sleeper states. They've been crushing it. They love them, Woodinville.
Now you know you can just go buy it. I know Spencer got some of the samples, so
Yeah, they actually have a few single barrels too. I'm not going to tell you where, but they have single barrels to go check out.
cool.
Not going to tell you where, but go find them.
Because they might be sold out. So I'm not going to tell you which stores have them because they might not be.
No, Joseph, you have to send us, but we're going to ask you for all the distillery only ones. That's the ones we're going to ask you to get us, Joseph, because there's some really cool stuff that's apparently there. So
I guess what I should have asked was, is there anybody in the chat that doesn't have Woodinville in their state? If you want to sound off and let us know what state that is so that we can maybe ask Renee if it's coming to that state anytime soon.
Looks like Travis doesn't have it in Iowa.
Iowa, we actually launched, I think. Don't quote me on that. I will find out from our national ambassador, but there is a chance that Iowa is coming soon.
okay,
Nice.
yeah, let me know and I'll.
And
It's
then
more of a
Johnson-
state law situation than us wanting to be there.
Heard that.
And Don says he believes he's seen it in Hawaii.
It's possible, yes. Yes. Because California was it was our second market. So I'm sure that was pretty close.
Oh, we know, Joseph. We thank you for that Ardbeg cast finish one.
Oh.
What
I'm
part
saying
of Washington?
Other one that she was telling me about that's coming that we'll need your assistance in.
Yes, me too. 'Cause living in Texas is not fun.
Okay, never mind. The question was answered in the chat. They wanted to know what part of Washington the distillery is located in.
So Woodinville is actually the city in Washington. It's with an I, not an E. So Woodinville is about 20 minutes from Seattle, and it is in the mecca of the alcohol world. So again, all the wineries, distilleries are in Woodinville. So Chateau Ste. Michelle is the most notable. We always say we're across the street from them. Literally, you can throw a stone outside our door to them.
Okay, so he hasn't seen it in Wisconsin yet, but apparently it's at the festival, so that means it's
Yes.
going to be getting.
So Wisconsin is soon. We just have to work out distribution laws.
Canada wants to know Donald, who's in Canada, wants to know which provinces.
Don't yet, but we're working on it.
He's in Ontario, so hopefully Ontario is tourism population.
Yes.
So. None in Louisiana. Well, okay, you need to fix
Not
that.
yet. So that's my doing. When it's Louisiana, you will see me there.
Okay. See, she can come meet her at an event then. There you go.
I do not rep Glenmorangie or Ardbeg. I do work for Moet Hennessy, but I'm only Woodinville.
Galen's asking what
Ardbeg though.
Galen's asking what part geographically, where geographically is Woodinville?
So if you're looking at Seattle, it's literally 20 minutes northeast of Seattle.
That'll help him. He's got family in Spokane, apparently. So
yeah, so we are about an hour from Spokane or 45 minutes from Spokane. Oh. I'm actually going to the distillery tomorrow, so I'll be out there if anybody's around.
I just poured the last of the core with Woodinville Port.
Is that this?
Yes.
Okay.
He's like, I'm ready to go on, drink more whiskey.
Yeah, so now let's go to the port.
Well, I can only drink rye for so long, Matt. Come on, you can't hold my attention with rye.
It's really good though.
It's good rye. But
you know I love rye, so for me it's like this is awesome. Like I'm loving it.
Even if it's good rye, it's still not what we reach for, unless it's about.
Okay, so fun story about our port finish. This is actually our double barrel. Well, it's our single barrel. Sorry, aged in port barrels for 6 months. So we originally tried with a port from Washington. We try to keep it local. Yeah. Didn't work out because port in Washington doesn't taste that great, especially aged in a high proof whiskey. So we then partnered with Moet Hennessy, thank you, and found a Portugal winery, we cannot say the name, that imported the barrels. So we aged them at the distillery for 6 months. So think about this. This is almost like a micro barrel-ish. It is our single bourbon, aged 6 months in port. Ruby port, not tawny. Some online, if you Google, some Total Wines have said tawny. It's not. It's port. We're fixing, or ruby. We're fixing that. But to get the best
that was a mess up on their end.
Get a nice little dried cranberry. So it's basically a cacao cranberry finish of our actual straight bourbon.
Yeah, I do get that cranberry.
Yeah, there's not a tremendous amount of bourbons that are finished in port, or just the ones that do it well. There's some that do it, but it's like, okay, I'm drinking port with some whiskey in it.
Right.
This actually is the correct way to do it with actual whiskey that has a port finish and actually tastes really good.
And it's balanced.
Unlike some not so great.
Thank you. I didn't say that myself. But we like to say, if you have a wine drinker in your household, this is their favorite whiskey, or this is their gateway whiskey. This is our whiskey for whiskey drinkers and wine lovers.
6 months, she said, on the port finish.
Yep. There's no. How do we import the color? The color's natural.
See this one here. How about the color? Oh, the color doesn't seem far from the normal barrel.
That is because we don't add. There's no additives, so it's literally a little hue of a ruby or like a red tint. So if you actually do side by side, you can see the difference on the back. I was joking earlier. All the back of our bottles look identical, but if you look side by side, it's slightly darker.
Yeah, it's slightly darker. I don't
know and slightly pink.
Slightly dark. It's not a tremendous.
It's
markup,
not because that's natural. We're not going to add any flavoring or anything.
Yeah, there's definitely a color difference. It's not really slight, but you said 6 months, so it's not like it's spending a whole lot of time in there.
Correct.
And it would be different if it was spending 6 months in Texas, where the heat, as opposed to Washington. But yeah, there's color there.
Oh,
so funny story is that Brett, our founder and one of our distillers, wanted this to last almost a year, and in all the experiences, I guess, and all the tryings, someone said, "Hey, we should probably check it at 4 to 6 months." And he checked it, and it was perfect. If we had let it go for a year, probably would have turned. So
I think it would be very bitter.
Interesting.
Yeah, it would have been, because our barrels and our proofs are higher naturally. Our angel, because of our elevation and our lack of hydration, we would have turned. It would have been sour. It would have been really back pull. Like just not fun. Not enjoyable.
No.
I mean, it'd be cool to say like, oh, age 8 months, but no, 6 was good. It was perfect. We pulled it a lot earlier than expected, and it worked out.
Yeah,
It smells beautiful.
It really does. I think anything more than 6 would have been bad.
Agreed. And it's my dessert, and I love it. I drink my sugars, and this is how I consume my sugar.
So if you want really good port finish, drink this. If you want really bad stuff, drink Bagel Haven because it's garbage.
Don't talk about other brands during
It doesn't matter.
this.
Just tell me it's not the rock.
Oh, we're not trying to bash others, but we're just saying this is
We
really
hated it. We
this
did
is
it
a
blind.
well-known
It's
port
terrible.
finish. So again, we're gonna quote Fred Minnick. I don't know if you guys watch him.
No.
If you're a Fred Minnick follower, look up his video on December 19th. Someone, a consumer or customer, submitted a bottle of the port finish, and he said, GD, this is good. And this is the best port finish I've had.
That's awesome.
So thank you, Fred Minnick, for saying that.
Yeah, and apparently Ron
But,
likes the port finish even better than bourbon, so
good.
even better. It does add a really nice depth to it. A nice.
It's complex.
Extra
I
viscosity.
like it. I do like it a lot.
I like it's not like crazily overly sweet either. It's
Nope.
just a really nice added dessert finish to it, rather than taking over.
The problem is with a lot of port finishes, they get a high RSL because of actual port is the highest residual sugar you can imagine. And so when you have a sip, you can't have another sip because it kills your palate. And this does not.
Apparently, it was from Joseph. That's awesome. Well, good job, Joseph. That's fantastic.
Glad you got a share in the barrel.
There you go. That works. I will
Yeah,
try
right
that
on
at some
fish.
point. I know that's a lowland Scotch, but I'll try that at some days. Nothing to do with what we're talking about. I would love to try that.
One day I shall.
One day. Don't worry, we'll drink other things when this is
Yeah.
over and you guys aren't watching anymore. We'll drink
Yeah.
other things when you guys are done.
Because I do love whiskey, obviously.
Yeah,
All the
we
whiskeys.
will make you guys a whiskey video about the collection at some point. I know we started it with the five whiskey. You only need 5 whiskeys video. We showed a little bit of it, about a third of it. So yeah, there's a whole lot more, and that video's going to take a long time to make. So I will work on that for you guys. It's going to then poor Will has to edit it. So that's the other problem.
So I just poured another known port finish bourbon, and yours kicks its butt.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave it alone. I'm not going to say its name, but yours kicks its
I know
butt.
what it is, but
It's
that
much
makes sense.
bigger and robust. It has a lot more going on. And the port not only shines through, but it's more developed. It's more nuanced.
So much better. It's not even funny.
So I will say thank you to one particular brand that created our category.
True.
Yeah.
They made the port finish category.
Yeah.
I do not drink it, but I appreciate them.
Sure.
That's
And
not the one I
that-
even poured either.
But yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
it's also a blend. But that's okay. But that's what created our category. And I appreciate them because 6 years ago, they made this available for us to come in and taste buyers on and say, hey, this is better. All right, cool.
That's
On the
pretty
shelf.
cool.
So we launched in Texas. Just because we're here in February. We sold out within 30 days for the entire state.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm glad I
So they got a reorder in April, but we literally sold out in 30 days. Was not expected.
That's awesome.
That being said, it's not going to sell out anytime soon. We're not an allocation. We're not going to run out of volume, but that's how popular it is.
But it's also in the back at several stores. If you want one, you need to ask for it because they know how good it is. You need to ask for the port finish because most places it's not on the shelf.
I mean,
They
we're
hid it
on
in the back for their whiskey.
We're on
For
the
the whiskey
shelf at like
lovers.
total and specs, but some stores versus others.
Yeah.
Well, not all total, not all specs, but
Yeah, I know that the one that we go, they have their hey Swami, how's it going? It's in the back because they saved it for their best whiskey customers. They're like, I'm like, what's that? Why do you have a Woodinville back? Oh, that's the port finish. Okay, I need that in my life.
I see.
Why did you want
Buy all the Woodinville?
Because it's delicious. Why would you not buy all the Woodinville?
He's blaming you for it not being on the shelves.
You guys know I go to the back rooms, right? I mean, I have access to all that crap.
Also, I want to side note that I talk with Brett Norland often, and there is not going to be a time where we're on allocation because it's so popular. They are for the people.
That's awesome.
And I hate to say that word, but for the people. Like, we want to have you enjoy it. We're going to ensure that there's volume, that there's availability, that we're not going to make something so great that you can't have it. That doesn't make sense. That is such a thing of the past. We're not secondary market. Like, that is, we are going to make it available for you. If it's not available for you, we're pulling it off completely. So just know that. Be comfortable, I guess, in knowing that Brett Norland didn't create this brand for it to be a one-off that you pay 3 times for.
I appreciate that I can get really good whiskey on the store. That's perfect. That's the way whiskey's supposed to be, not all this bullshit secondary crap.
So much
false freaking, marketing about, it's just hold it all back because they're a bunch of assholes. But that's a different story. You know what?
Tell me how you really feel.
He will too.
Tell you how I really feel.
He will.
We don't back on our feelings on whiskey around here.
It's kind of funny when he gets into his feelings about things, though. So,
speaking of feelings, what kind of closures do they use, Matt?
Do what?
What kind of bottle closures do they use?
This one?
Okay, so we have a cork.
You mean this really nice, sealant, big, thick cork that actually doesn't suck? Yeah, these are good.
Yes. I want to say there's a side note that there was a change in cork company recently. So if anybody receives a bottle that they ordered from the distillery, it may have changed and may have leakage. We have gone back to our original brand, which is 2 times the cost. Just know that we care about you and and receiving the bottle.
The cost. You know, it's not 2 times the cost and doesn't leak at all. Nice, thick, heavy screw caps.
Matt,
you know what that is? Not original whiskey.
One of Matt's triggers is the bottle toppers and what they are. That's one of his triggers. And he can go.
But we're not cheap by any means.
No,
do you know how heavy our bottle is?
Yeah.
Our bottle. Okay, let's talk about a 12.
We'll get back to his question here.
Okay, so we only pack in 12 packs. If anybody cares, because if you're a consumer, you don't know that. But we only do 12 packs. This, as 12 bottles, weighs about 52 pounds.
Yeah, because you guys...
We have the heaviest glass.
Oh, wow.
But can I tell you something that I'm really proud of?
Look at that. It's like a half-inch of glass.
But if you have an empty bottle, in the back of the label is Brett and Orlin standing back to back saying thank you for drinking this bottle.
That's badass.
We have an artist out of Washington that has created all of our labels and creates the back. So the outside is different than the inside. If you look in the back, it's our still and our founders.
That's awesome.
An artist rendition of them.
Oh, that's very cool. That's awesome.
So do we take time and money into our bottles? Yes.
Yeah. This is not a cheap bottle.
No.
I mean, look at the fiddly.
I mean, the sidelines.
That costs a fortune.
But when you finish the bottle, you will see Brett and Orlin saying thank you.
It's even on the top there, guys.
Mm-hmm.
They spent some serious money on this bottle. These bottles, these are like weapons. I mean, even empty, this is a weapon.
Well, don't use that as a weapon. That's fine.
No, this is good. That's a good thing. It's high quality glass.
But Brett and Orlin, our founders, are on the back of the bottle. So when you complete the bottle, it's them saying thank you.
That's really cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
You have to finish the bottle.
I know. What's this like? The one that's almost empty over there. We'll check that one.
Yeah, the one that William had to get out of the house for.
Couldn't keep his damn hands off of that one.
Exactly. Hold on.
Yeah, that one.
I think it is. Oh, it's the rye or the triple barrel.
It's a triple
so it's only the bourbon. That's
only the bourbon.
Back, yeah.
Okay. So you have to finish the bourbon, which means I need to buy another one, which is fine. Okay, so we do want to get to a couple questions here. So Bubble Bath Bar wants to know is, okay, that's right.
Hi.
Says once the expansion happens, are cash strengths going to be distributed out of instead of distillery only?
No. So our cash strength. So all of our single barrels are cash strength. So if you are a retailer or an on-premise account that wants a single barrel, you can purchase at cash strength.
Okay. Also, apparently, Jason's Great Dane tried to drink his Woodinville.
Oh, dude. I mean, it's big enough, but don't get
That'd be entertaining. When the dog's running in circles later, that could be a problem. All right. Let's see what I'm missing.
He's a big guy. It's fine.
That's a big dog. It's true, though.
I want one.
He just told me to look at my Facebook.
A bad bottle topper just saved my collection. But a crash and came to some drudged up dude drinking my whiskey. Only
was that with Woodinville or a different brand?
I doubt that was Woodinville. I don't know.
I hope not. But...
I can't imagine. I don't know what brand that was, but yeah. It's okay. Thankfully, no whiskeys were harmed when the microphone fell on top of them. So that's what that noise was. Oh, yes, Donald says hello, Violet. Everyone knows who that was.
Yeah.
Can you
her high squeal pitch.
It would make a great infinity bottle. It's a beautiful bottle.
Oh,
I mean,
I know.
like especially if you see it on the shelf, like it's distinctly obvious that's a Woodinville bottle when you look at it on the shelf. I mean,
so we spare no expense to make our bottles and to make our labels. We will say that from day one. Again, when the acquisition happened, they tried to tell us to change. We did not. The attention to detail with our engraving on the top of the bottle, on the sides of the bottle, with the picture in the back.
You guys spend some serious money on the bottles.
But that's what it's about. It's about enjoying your whiskey. It's about Brett Norland saying thank you. So.
Okay, it's a different brand, so those are good.
Okay,
all right,
thank
so
you.
The prices are in Woodinville. They aren't trying to gouge people either. $35 to $40 for port is very good compared to crap. And he's right. That's a really good price.
Agreed.
At $40. It's amazing value.
And people ask us all the time, is price going to go up? Not right now. I can say not right now for at least a year. With that being said, we're not gouging. We're not going to allocation. We're not doing that. We are the everyday people's whiskey for you to enjoy.
No, Swami. We don't want Tampa winning. They suck. Damn it, Swami.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Next up, we're going to be tasting a single barrel. So I want to give you a little background on our single barrel program. Our single barrels are cask strength only. We don't have a restriction on single barrels right now, but next year we will, because we hit the roof with volume. We didn't expect it. People love our single barrels. I do too. They're my favorite. That cask strength is number one. So Goody, if you're in Texas, has the most recent single barrel. I was part of the pick. I have tasted about 55 or so samples. We have about 7 picks next week or in the week after in San Antonio. They're just delicious. I don't know how to say it. Brett pulls these barrels and we choose them. So this very hands-on. Our single barrels aren't one of those chasing the single barrel just to say it. We don't want an aftermarket increase. We just want you to enjoy it at the cask strength because it's delicious. So all single barrels follow our...
I don't know which one we're doing.
Are they all 5 to 6 years, the single barrels, pretty much?
So the minimum 5.
Okay.
Most are closer to 6 just because of our timeline. But yes, between 5 and 6.
So that's just the question. Perfect.
Okay. Which one is which here?
Okay, so this is the cash. It should say GG on it.
Yeah. So the Goody.
I'll run the tape.
GG pick.
So I will tell you again, I've tried almost 60 barrels and this is my top 3.
Yeah, 122.1.
Which is huge.
So now we're talking the high proof horse stuff. So
well, all of our single barrels are.
Can we each other
No.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
It's all the caramel, all the toasted.
I love high proof, so.
Oh yeah, she brought this for tonight. The cool Woodinville.
Yeah, these are Glens.
Very fun.
You keeping them all, Matt?
No, she has to take them back because she only has 6 here with her, so she take them. I'm sure
I'll get you some.
At some point we'll get some more for sure because we do like our good whisky to have really cool Glencairns, and we do appreciate that.
As long as you don't drink other stuff in them.
Galen's wondering where in San Antonio was the store pick? Was it a large place? Was it a bunch of places?
Okay. So that hasn't happened yet. Actually, the first San Antonio pick ever happens on Tuesday, and the next pick happens Wednesday. So you guys will be getting your first barrel. The first Austin San Antonio pick was Deb's Liquor in Austin. That was 2 weeks ago that landed, but the first San Antonio pick ever is happening next week.
Nice.
Spence has got a question there. Matt, do you see it? There you go.
All right. So he wants to know, are the single barrel bourbons only, or are there ever going to be rye ones out there? Suppose the rye restrictions make that complicated.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
This is our unicorn. Rye is not happening anytime soon because we only farm it twice a year. It's really hard to do single barrels and still provide for our actual rye bottles nationwide. So right now, no. I'm sorry. It's my favorite.
Good.
Joke. Can Renee reveal follow your own?
It's good.
It's really good.
Deal with it.
You mean like an event that she's like gonna like hosting, or what do you mean, Joseph? Because just to
So
clarify.
Goody Goody was most recent. That was actually our biggest pick that launched in DFW, but I don't know what you
we want to say hi to ADHD Whiskey Matt. How's it going? Another awesome channel out there. Appreciate you being in here.
Andrew, I hate Mondays. I hate Mondays too. I agree.
They're the worst.
They really are.
Freaking work.
I try to pretend like they're not Monday, but they are.
Mm-hmm. This is not work. This is just fun.
It's still work, but it's fun.
It's work for you.
It's work for me.
It's
but
work for
not
us
fun.
too. There's a lot of work that actually goes into all this crap.
I go to bed at 9, so you guys
You go to
got
bed
me.
at 9?
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
you guys got me late.
Man, we got you up late then.
Also, I have to go to the distillery tomorrow. I fly out to Washington
How's your flight
tomorrow. Well, I have to drive to Houston and then fly out at 5.
God.
So I get up at 6 tomorrow.
Wow, you're
So
brave.
good.
And I somehow get up every day, so
Yeah.
I'll be there with you. Granted, I won't be driving to Houston and getting on a plane, but
Yeah. I get
I'll
on
be with
like
my
a 7-hour non-direct flight after driving. So good. But you know what? It's worth it.
Oh,
Whiskey is life.
so good. That's such a good pick.
this is so good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want one,
Well, it's big.
yeah, you
So,
have to go to Goody Goody.
Yeah. But they only
And-
were sent to 14 stores and they're all sold out except for
I know we're-
Oaklawn and Greenville and Colleyville, maybe?
Yeah, I think Colleyville
Yeah,
might have a
Colleyville
few
may have a
bottles.
couple.
So,
Think Colleyville has bottles?
People that are at Colleyville, or if you need one in Colleyville, you have to let us know so I can talk to my people to get you one. Otherwise, you ain't getting one because you're not on the list.
Matt,
Yes.
Put us on the list.
list me.
It's good, right? It's so
Yeah,
good.
Go up there. I will tell him you want one tomorrow.
It's so
Yes.
good.
List me, please.
Like I said, I've done a lot of bottles or a lot of barrels. This is one of my favorites by all means. It's a people pleaser. It's easy. It's vanilla toasted creme brulee greatness
Oh, very cool.
with your high proof. Perfect.
Uncle Buck says the storage can sell their two in 2
Oh,
weeks.
Ariel.
The celebration
Yeah.
party and the tater bait raffle.
Yes. Yeah, Ariel's my boss. She was out there 2 weeks ago for Chicago.
That's awesome. Okay, so every fall they hold a sip and bottle your own event at the distillery. The last two were a straight from the barrel port finish and a straight from the barrel apple stave finish. Ooh,
Uh-huh.
what's the next one?
Okay,
Definitely
so
wants
the apple stave.
That
So those
sounds
are called
awesome.
harvest releases.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Our harvest release was apple stave. This one coming up is the PX Sherry Cask.
Ooh.
It's so good. The Pedro. I wish it was coming for mass distro. It's not. But if you can find someone to deliver it to you, you can get it. online.
Joseph, we need
Yeah,
your
I need my own help. I don't know. We can't legally to get it to Texas, but if you can go find somebody or you have a FedEx or
always-
UPS.
down to receive some good olive oil. I'm just saying.
Or snow
Yeah,
globes.
exactly.
I like-
Snow globes.
I have
Item
a great-
collection.
I have a great snow globe collection.
Yep. I'm already flagged by FedEx for olive oil, so it doesn't work
vinegar,
Snow globe.
cloves, salsa.
I've
hot
tried it all.
sauce.
So I'll be getting my suitcase packed full of all the bottles. But yeah, so-
stupid laws.
Our next harvest release is a Pedro Menes Sherry Cask, which is going to be the best of the best. I did talk to John, our director, and he said this is the best of all Woodinville he's ever tried, which is massive.
Oh,
I do like this a lot.
corn oil. is
Essential
more common.
oils. There you go.
Corn oil, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just shipping corn oil to Texas. No big deal.
Essential oils. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna make some corn.
Decorative decanters.
All
Just
the
throw
pops.
lots of macaroni in there. You're good. It's oil and macaroni because they need to make some pasta. Okay.
Yeah, we have some stuff. Kyle made some labels that say Vinegar and Nuts Company. It's a good man.
Nice.
It's like, that's pretty good.
All right, so we next up for the cash strength.
Did you know what the price will be on the PX by any chance?
So price on the PX, you have to order from Washington, it's going to be between 79 and 85. And that is
very reasonable.
No, I mean that's our highest price point.
Yeah,
like,
but that's fine.
max 90, and that is because you have to order it from Washington, which has all those taxes. If you got it in Texas, it would be minimum or maximum 79. But yeah,
Yes,
so about
your
max
taxes
90,
do
but then you have to
suck.
ship. Yeah,
That is very true.
and
Well,
the PX is
can't be cheap.
So, Jason, we need a PX finisher. That sounds
Yeah, I
fantastic.
agree.
Yeah, man.
I wish we could.
Jason likes to
But that's
send,
our next.
Don't
Mike and
worry.
I.
I'll actually get your stuff out, Joseph, too. I'll include some other things as well for fun for that one.
Yeah, so we do 2 harvest releases a year, and that was one of them. We're going to talk about the triple barrel in a second,
Oh.
but that was one of them as well.
That's got a good idea. Hand sanitizer.
hand sanitizer.
I wish the weight was equal. It's not.
It's just a giant jug of
We
it.
tried.
Like a gallon of
We
hand
tried
sanitizer.
We tried.
You tried
We
that
tried
already?
that earlier.
Easy to do is, I guess, have your friends go drop it off. I mean, I don't know
It
how else
basically
do
is
it,
you have to do like a muling system.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So next up,
All right.
What's
we're
triple
going to talk
cap?
about something that I have a sample of, right?
Yeah, they have somewhat.
Okay, so this is our pride and joy. I will say, if you ever had a unicorn baby, this is it. I'm sorry for those that you can't try this because it's amazing. So this is our 100% rye whiskey that is barrel strength. I don't want to say this out loud. It's cash strength rye, which doesn't exist.
So the answer to your question is yes, we have that. So
But
So
no,
it's
you can't
100%
get it.
cash strength, single strain, 100% rye. Like this is, oh,
119.22.
it is so good. This is our pride and joy.
So I'll just sip some of yours.
I guess so.
Yeah, I
It's
can't
my
say
favorite.
I can't say
And as non-rye drinkers, I would love to hear what you think about this because I'm a rye drinker and I will die for this rye. So I don't know what you would.
Did you pour that already in the other glass?
The nose doesn't come across as rye up front.
Here, I'll put it in here.
I got another one.
No, there's a lot of mint.
Oh no, but I want Woodinville.
What were your finishing barrels again?
So we don't finish anything with this. This is our
It's
100%
just rye.
rye.
Cask strength.
This is our cash strength rye before it's diluted down to our 90. So this is literally our cash strength barrel rye.
Sorry,
This is how it
I
would
poured
grow.
the wrong thing. This is on me.
This is the rye, though.
Yes.
Oh, you're looking at the triple barrel.
It
Okay, yeah.
smells like a
Oh,
rye.
go move that one
I
over.
guess Ethan's got one of those. Awesome.
How'd you get this at a Washington?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
hey,
is
and an old humble. I am going to email you back. I haven't had a chance. I will email you
Okay,
back.
it's not
and
in New
talk to you
Jersey
about it.
yet. I am. My heart's broken. I am obviously from New York. Yes, New Jersey is soon. It will happen in the next month or 2 or 3. I hope.
What's the chance of a small sample of that bottle being brought to your house for a certain sexy bearded Oklahoma? Renee. It's her bottle she brought as a special.
Unfortunately, I can't leave the bottle because that's my only bottle.
Thank you very much, though.
I wish I could.
Don't worry, Jason. I have plenty of other really good things you'll really like. I'm sure we can accommodate you with other amazing whiskeys. Don't worry.
Jason, you can have what's left of mine.
There, see,
There you go.
Will is going to let you have.
Okay,
the
so
rest
what
of
do
it.
you think of it though?
I haven't
Non-rye.
tasted it yet. I've only smelled it.
It doesn't present
It
itself as a
doesn't
rye
present itself
on the nose.
as a really overpowering rye on the nose.
You know, it's so freaking awesome. We had someone when she got here was like, "Oh, we need to try that right now."
I opened it. I was like,
we
"You
cracked
want
that
it?"
as soon as she walked in the door, pretty much. Oh,
It is
so
our
good.
not our claim to fame, but this is our unicorn. It is so good.
Oh,
It's like so that carrot cake she was talking about earlier, but like taken to like the 10th degree.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is your birthday carrot cake.
It really is with like
and then
caramel.
it switches gears about midway
Oh,
through.
it's creamy.
Yeah,
100% will. Yes, it's complex. It changes. It's so. Sarah, what were you saying? No, Sarah was saying something about it.
No, I totally get that carrot cake more on this than I did on the other rye.
Oh yeah,
regular rye.
It's like
This sticks out so much more, and that specific like cream cheese frosting that goes on the carrot cake is right there in the front of the palate. But like Will said, it just goes, and then it's like the black pepper like explodes on the palate. It's actually really good.
I enjoy the hell of it.
I like the proof a lot though too. So I mean, you have you pretty much have anything cash strength that I'm gonna probably like it.
Awesome.
So we actually are chill filtered.
The cash strength even is chill filtered?
Yeah,
really?
sorry. So our single barrel, all of our stuff is right now chill filtered. But it is 119 single barrel 100% rye, which is very rare, and one strain of rye.
And you said this is chill filtered? Everything is?
Right now, yes.
Are there plans to not do that? Why are you saying it like that?
I'm just saying it right now, yes.
Answers that question. Cool. So just got to 100% rye. Carrot cake is what I get every year for my birthday, so it tastes are high.
Yeah.
That's
well,
awesome,
that's my favorite cake too. So I hope you enjoy
that and spice cake are my two favorite.
Yes,
cakes, so.
And that's what this is. This is in a bottle.
We should drink this with a cake. That would be amazing.
Carrot with
I want to
cake
do that.
without an icing.
We must do cake and whiskey episodes. I demand.
Do a bacon carrot cake.
Bill's post yesterday with the pineapple upside down cake.
I'm
totally making one of those tomorrow. Like that's my favorite cake. It's happening. I have to take a sip of this with it.
Buttercream. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mint is it's eucalyptus with buttercream. Like it's a layered transition. Like if you're listening to a song, you go through these waves, and that's exactly what this rye is.
Just ridiculously good. That's just
I know.
It's insanely good.
This is our unicorn that I don't like to talk about because you can't get it all the time.
You're like, when I go there, must have this. Very important.
I told him I struggle tasting things with people that you can't get because I understand as a person, I want to get what I like and I like this, so I can't get it. And this frustrates me and I don't want to frustrate y'all. So
I'm not frustrated. I'm thrilled.
Well, because you got to taste it, but you guys have not. The rest of you have not.
So the solution is if they have it in the distillery, hopefully you can get some.
They have it at the distillery all the time.
No. Oh, yeah. See, so then you have to go to the distillery or get
So I
friends.
have to figure it out how to get here.
Oh, that's different.
So good, I know. Don't
I'll dump the pick into that.
That rye is so good. So eventually we're going to have single barrel rye. It's not going to happen anytime soon, but just know that if you are an account on premise or off premise that is interested, there's a chance in 2021.
You see, okay, so that's a quick question. So Ron was saying he's having a problem actually finding the port finish. He really liked it, but he's
so the port finish is where are you located?
He's in California. He's like there in LA.
Yeah, I can't help you right now with California. I would wish I could tell you. I don't run that distro, but Texas is also having issues. We sell out of the port finish within months, and it's not intentional. We just didn't understand how popular it would be. So we're working on it. It doesn't mean that we don't have the ability to make more. That is not the case. It's not allocated. We just didn't realize it would be so good.
Oh, I like this plan, Anthony. This is a good plan. Also, Sarah, buddy, Bashir over in India, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. I know. I was like, how are you awake?
Well, that's right. It's true.
It's 10 a.m. He's all right.
It's 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m.
Yeah, whatever part in India. Yeah.
It's 9 a.m.? Yeah.
I think, it's 9, 10, somewhere in it.
I'm going to India in January, so
are you really?
I understand, yes.
Oh, wow.
Well, if they open up.
Oh, yeah.
Got the flight booked. I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, it's 8:40 in Mumbai, so
that works.
You can order on the web, but you cannot get delivered for certain areas.
Ah, that is a problem.
That's the problem.
You get up early. Okay. Well, you appreciate you coming to our streams. I know you're in here for us for all the time, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a vast time difference here. Ah,
See you
back
soon.
to 30th, Donnie. Well, once again, happy anniversary. That's very nice to It's a great port.
Oh,
Can't go
yes.
wrong.
Woodinville Port is all over LA. Yes, it is. So they got the first distribution in the US.
Sorry.
I know.
So enjoy it, buy everything.
All right, so maybe Ron contact Cohen. Maybe he can help you out wherever that's
Yes.
located at. If you can tell him where it's at, he would love to get a bottle, so he'll be most helpful. Yes, we need to review more Indian whiskey at some point in time, but right now we're talking about awesome bourbon.
Amrut
Rye.
and
Paul Jones.
yes,
Those are two of my
Amrut,
favorites.
yes,
Yeah, I
Amrut
like those a
is
lot.
my jam now, thanks to my testing.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Only one store in Santa Rosa. The store hasn't burned out. Okay, that's a plus if the store hasn't burned down. Let's pull the damn fires. That's
It's
for
getting
damn.
bad over there
Oh, K&L has it apparently, so that's good.
At where?
on their website.
Where's
Yeah,
Oh,
K&L,
yeah.
yeah, that's a big store. It's in California.
Okay.
I don't know exactly.
Well, they
where.
have direct distribution, so in Texas we don't, but they can order.
Because God forbid.
Jason wants to know if it's made it to Oklahoma yet.
No. I'm sorry. That will be
Well,
my next
But
state
you
after
said you're
Louisiana.
coming to Texas next
You're
week.
coming to Texas, Jason.
So there's a place. I'll tell you,
Yes.
there's this place called Mirage. They have it, and if you need the port finished or the pick, go to Goody Goody, which is about half a block away.
It's
They
really
have,
just
you can
like
get all four within because they don't. You can get all four there within a few minutes, and you'll be good in shape. So-
Almost to Oklahoma.
it is a stone's throw from Mirage. So
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, you could walk there.
And it's less than an hour from Oklahoma.
exactly. It'll be fine.
Yeah. you good, man? Just a day trip.
But only Woodinvilles, I have our 5-year store pick bourbon. So
Okay.
all of our whiskey is 5-year. We will not have any year age statements anytime soon.
Diego, he knows.
Lay down.
Isn't Oklahoma just North Texas?
Oh, okay, yes. I mean,
Yes, it's just an extension.
All right, you guys ready for the next pick?
I know. I am.
So this is our triple barrel. This is our micro barrel, double barrel aged, which is micro barrel. So our straight bourbon aged in our micro barrels for 6 months or 6 weeks. Sorry, 6 weeks. Then aged in our triple barrel, which is Ardbeg, for another 6 weeks. So if you like Scotch, obviously from Isla, very peated.
Nope.
The ultimate peat, but it's the best of both worlds. It's bourbon and peat, or
Oh.
bourbon and Scotch together.
I don't like Pete. So William's going to go ahead and drink those.
You want
No,
to try?
we know he likes that one. We know.
It's very smoky.
It is very smoky, and
But
it's
not so the nose is smoky, but the
Ugh.
palate is not.
Palate. Ugh.
Nope. No. Oh, that face was not good.
I don't like Pete. They know. They know.
that's the Pete face every single time.
I was like, oh, that's not a good face.
It's nothing against your whiskey. It's all Pete.
Okay. So same. Same.
Rephrase that. It's all Isla Pete mainly.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
But
awesome.
we're like 2% Isla because
Doesn't
of
matter.
the aging.
Doesn't matter. I can detect it in
so good.
anything, any
Yeah.
amount.
Did you get this from the distillery? Fantastic. This is
Oh.
probably one of my absolute favorite bourbons of finished bourbons of
Yeah.
all time. It's so
Yep.
freaking awesome.
So this bottle is straight from the distillery. It's Band-Aid Extra.
Mhm.
That's what I don't like.
Yeah. No,
I
same.
love it.
I don't normally like Band-Aid, but I like Band-Aid with bourbon.
Hey,
I'm just going to pour myself some more of this goody goody pick.
some of this in your life.
That good.
Considering we're gonna probably go pick one up tomorrow.
Anthony, exactly. Pete makes everything better. Hey, and like I told you guys that it does, it's the ultimate fixer. How's it going, Steven?
Or
you probably
If you're like me, it's the ultimate pour down the drain.
No, it's
no,
not.
this is delicious. This is wonderful.
I said if you're like me. You're not like me, so but I don't like it. So
Bill is your drain. It's fine.
it's not the ultimate mixer for me.
No, for you, no. You'd be like, I'm
Drop
gonna-
anything high proof in there, we're good to go.
You sound like you should be driving in Dallas.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, yes.
This is one of my favorite peated bourbons.
It
I
is.
mean, like I realize it's not. I
Yeah.
realize it's not a peated bourbon in the same sense that a lot of these guys are doing a peated mash, but this is
Right.
just beautifully done.
So this is our best straight bourbon that won 2020. Then aged in micro barrels in our double bourbon, and then our double barrel. Then aged in our Ardbeg barrels. So you get like all the extraction of the vanilla and the oak, and then a little bit of peat. Because our Ardbeg, if this was aged the second round in Ardbeg, we'd be dying. It would be Scotch, but it's not.
Or delicious.
Well, I will say this:
but if you're expecting bourbon, it's not.
I'm a big fan.
Iowa is overwhelming.
I'm a big fan of Ardbeg, but this is a very, very prominent, like the peat note is dialed up more so than even with like Jay Riddle's peated bourbon.
Is it?
But it's only on the nose. Like on the palate, it's not as much.
I disagree completely. I think this tastes
Okay.
more like a peated Scotch than Jay Riddle peated bourbon does.
Is it a one?
Jay Riddle peated bourbon doesn't have a peat. The
So this
medicinal
is a
taste.
harvest release that we will continue to have at the distillery only.
Yes. All right.
Only distillery,
Get more than what that means.
but only distillery.
That's okay. We have friends there.
It's okay.
It's fine.
That's right.
But no, I agree. Okay, well, I see your point. Yes, it is very prominent,
So good.
but it's not overpowering like most peated. Like you too. Did you try Ardbeg next to this? You're gonna be like, that's so muted.
You're gonna make him
Because
do it now.
Ardbeg is the most Iowa Scotch you can imagine. Uh-oh, here we go. Please do it.
I'm telling you, like this is
That's almost gone.
hush.
No, do our nose side by side, same. Palate side by side, muted.
I'm not gonna disagree with that. It's muted in comparison to Ardbeg. It's not like gonna be like as heavy as Ardbeg, but as far as like the peat note goes, I feel like it definitely transferred into the bourbon.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's what the point was. We wanted to impart those flavors. We wanted to make sure it was balanced. Oh, here we go.
Matt, do the wee beastie.
Okay, I'll pour both.
Pour the wee beastie and compare the wee beastie
God,
to
now
this.
you stink.
Oh, see, this nose is like, oh, it's Band-Aid like killing.
Don't breathe on me.
It's not so much. I guess it's a peat. It's finished in a Ardbeg cask. So it's.
But it's finished for like less than 6 months.
I'm telling you, have him pour you a little bit of the wee beastie.
I gotta find the wee beastie. That's the problem. What the hell I do with
Have you seen his? You've seen his collection.
Oh yeah,
It's time to do some box diving.
sweaty bitch time.
You're funny.
So I love the Band-Aid. I do, but I want to expect the Band-Aid. Right? Like I want that peat. I want that kilned, burned out, fiery, but I want to know I'm expecting it. Like this, I wasn't expecting it. So it's nice and balanced. If I'm drinking a Scotch, I want to know what's coming.
I don't know what I do.
I don't know. I disagree. I agree with you. I want all of that aggression. I want anger. I want aggression. I want someone trying to fight my palate for all of the attention my palate has.
That sounds lovely.
Matt, the wee beastie is in the kitchen cupboard next to the KitchenAid, says Jason. It's not in the bathroom.
I don't know what I did with it. I must have put it in the other room somewhere.
It's in the
Now I have
kitchen
to find the
cupboard.
damn wee beastie. I don't know where I did with it.
It's the ultimate mixer.
So you like barbecue smoke over peated smoke, Sarah?
I can handle smoke.
So you want Texas smoke?
I can't handle peat.
So you
Like
want
she can
Texas
drink
smoke?
Sprite.
You want Texas smoke?
I've had other smoky whiskeys that had no peat, and I'm fine with it. It's the peat.
Andalusia Striker, Balcona.
But where does your
Go to
smoke
Texas.
come from?
Huh?
But where does your smoke come from?
Mesquite.
Mesquite.
But okay, so it's like a more imparted smoke.
Yeah.
So like
It's not
the
even
hospital.
it's not even the smoky that I can't stand. It's that Band-Aid medicinal iodine burnt rubber. I don't like it.
so that's the water and the land.
That's the
And then the peat too. But the peat, so also I told him too earlier, I used to work for a company. I sold Brooklotti, and I was like, this is non-peated, but it's terrible because it's all peat. But it's the water and the earth, the terroir, that was making the peated notes. So in kilning, when you do distillation, kilning is where you add peat or not. and you can add not peat, but the way you distill and where the earth comes from could be peated.
We get that. She loves Bruichladdich.
I know.
She loves.
I know
she
how it
loves
works.
all of their products.
Yeah,
Besides,
but you like Bruichladdich.
I like Bruichladdich line, not the Port Charlotte. And there are the very few Highland Parks that I like, but that's a different kind of peat.
Yeah.
I don't like Isla peat. I'm only slightly okay with like Highland peat.
Orkney peat.
Orkney peat. There's just something about it that just my palate just doesn't enjoy. But I'll drink every other Scotch under the sun that's not peated and be okay.
Mike Miller says the triple barrel's like sweet barbecue sauce on the nose. Man, I could not agree with you.
It does have a barbecue smoke to it.
There's this, and it's a rich,
really does,
meaty, porky barbecue note. I like it.
Yeah, these guys have been trying to get me to find a peat that I like, and
yes,
I thought this may be your unicorn, but it's not. I was like, maybe if you get a third barrel aged in peat, you like it.
The normal rye is available in Texas.
Mirage has the 100% rye. You can get it there.
Yeah. So yeah, Mirage has.
But that's just the 90 proof rye. That's not the 119 proof rye.
Yeah, that one's the her.
No,
special.
yeah, the
That's
single
a special from the
single
distillery.
barrel doesn't exist in retail.
Just want to make sure we clarified that.
it's a figment of your imagination. We're not drinking it.
Right.
I mean, I only have one bottle in existence, and I hold on to it with my death grip.
I don't blame you.
It was very nice for it. It's delicious.
Jason has been really amazing to us and our channel. So everything that Matt poured me here, me and Sarah only had this tiny little amount out of the top of there. The rest of that is all for you, Jason. Next time you come down, I got it right here for you, buddy.
Yeah, just shoot me a message on the face.
And you'll get to try it too.
We'll leave you more samples.
Ooh. Even better.
I'm feeling generous. Add more whiskey, and I give away the world.
You don't need to take all that rye. That's special. That's a special bottle. And
I mean, if you want some more, we can give it to you. Not the triple barrel, we'll give you more rye.
Well, the rye isn't something that we'll necessarily reach for here. So if somebody else wants to experience it,
I want that.
We want that for them. So now the cask strength, can't have that.
She's gonna drink.
That's what I'm talking about. I was saying I would leave you more samples of the cask strength.
Ooh,
No, the bourbon.
Cask strength.
Yeah, because
Nice.
the regular rye you can get anywhere, but the cask strength you can't.
Yeah, so she'll give
Right.
you that, which is fantastic. Yeah, you can't go wrong with either. You really can't go wrong. None of them can go wrong with. They're all really good. They're all different, but they're all really good. So, in your mood, you could do your mood of the day and pick a different Woodinville every day. Worked out perfect.
I actually agree with you completely because they even cover a peated for me. So like that bottle came into the house here, and then like a month later, I was like, Matt, I have to give you this bottle back because I'm gonna drink it all.
Yep.
Look, you found some port finish. All right, you're in good shape.
Wait.
Cool. Problem solved. Now you can go buy a port finish. Awesome. See, and like Adriana says, that drinking whiskey creates generosity. You are
It
correct.
does.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what? I always say whiskey is the communication of the world. Like if you can speak in whiskey, you can speak anywhere.
It's a valid point. It's very true.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, we've always been a firm believer is that whiskey is for sharing. So
It is. Why?
you gotta-
Yeah.
if you got something that somebody hasn't tried and they want to try it, by all means.
Please, for the love of God, come try it. That's the way it should be.
And I always say it drives me crazy when I could talk about things that I can't share because I unfortunately cannot share all this rye goodness with you guys, with everyone. But just know that eventually we will. We don't make anything just because. Like we will make it for a future. If it sells well, we'll make it. That port finish was a harvest release. I will say that. So you guys know that we do 2 harvest releases a year. That port finish was a harvest release. It went so good that we made it national. Unfortunately, this PX Sherry is a harvest release, which means it's just for us or just for Washington. But that doesn't mean in a year from now, it can't go national. We just got to make the pull. So talk about it. Ask for it. Please help me.
How How have sales been since you I mean, I'm assuming you blew up after the Whiskey Tribe or the Whiskey Vault reviewed your whiskey. How have things been since then?
So that was a good push for us. Honestly, the biggest oomph has been the 2020 San Francisco World Spirits Competition Best Straight Whiskey, and Fred Minnick saying that we're the best whiskey outside of Kentucky, and then saying we're the best port finish. So those reviews have just skyrocketed us. Also launching 22 states in the span of a year, which was unexpected, or a year and a half, also has done well. I think that we're just trying to scale it back. We don't want to get too big too soon and to screw over customers that are loyal. We are trying to make everyone happy at the same time. Again, we're not an allocated brand. We don't want to be the allocated brand. I have been in the whiskey world for a long time, and I understand how brands like to do it, and they like to create that pull, and that's not our kind of pull. So
that's pretty funny.
What do you think?
Oh gosh,
No,
It's
funny because his tagline is the opposite of that, which is why it's funny.
It's the exact opposite of Jason's tagline. I just thought
you got jokes, kid.
Exactly. It says it. So it's only whiskey.
But yeah, so Whiskey Tribe did help catapult us, but we are thankful for them. It just wasn't the one breaking point. We are thankful for everybody that's been talking about us.
It's the only time it took us Fred Minnick's advice. See? So that's awesome. Worked out good on Woodinville. It's perfect.
And also, we don't pay for these reports. We don't pay for these analyzations. We want people to like it. So when he said the only Fred Minnick advice you took, thank you, first of all. Also, Fred Minnick doesn't give advice and doesn't say good things for fun. He actually appreciates and understands that. So we're thankful.
Hey, whatever sells more.
He also, if you guys watch the video on our port finish, he said he bashed our owners and said, "How dare you destroy a good brand and try to commercialize on something that was so good before?" And then on tasting, he said, "I apologize. I retract all my statements. I was wrong." So that was even better.
Oh.
I have a couple of questions still, if you don't mind.
Great
Touring
name, liked it so much. It sat on his daughter. We just want to let everybody know. Hopefully, Jason's daughter is okay. The Great Dane, like Woodinville's bourbon so much, he sat on the daughter.
Okay, that's good.
That's what happens when you have a Dane, though. They think they're lapdogs.
Yeah, it's
I know.
Some of the dog
so
weighs
bad.
like 200 pounds, but whatever.
I will have one.
So when touring distilleries, the three of us are often drawn to, actually not even drawn to, we ask to taste the strange, the weird, the things that went off on a tangent, the ones that are funky and weird. I realize you're not the distillery manager. You're not the person that's in charge of maturation there or anything like that. But I'm wondering if you have any insight as to what happens to those barrels, the ones that just kind of go off on crazy directions that don't taste like Woodinville.
So yes, I work closely with obviously our managers and Brett and Mike, our head distiller. So basically that is something they decide if they want to send back into a actual bill and blend into our 90 proof bourbon and rye. If not, they bottle it, they barrel it as a single barrel. It's up to them. So we have full control, once again, to everything that goes to our barrels. It is not a commercial distribution say, and they decide if it's not good, it goes back into a blend.
Makes sense.
Coming all from one farm, you have all of your grains coming from one farm. Do you believe in the in terroir being something that affects whiskey?
1,000%. I've worked for multiple wineries and distilleries in the past 10 plus years. I think that terroir and elevation is key. Mm-hmm. And then on top of distillation product. So if you don't know how to distill, you're making the worst out of what you had to like. It's like if you create a baby and you don't raise the baby properly, then you're wasting it. We are set for success. Yes, we have a lot of angel share. Totally okay. It's worth losing that in evaporation for everything else we get out of it. Also, take it back to how we were distilled with Dave telling us what to do and how to do it. He told us how to distill, what proof to fill, what proof to bring it off. Well, like why do we cold macerate? Why, like everything about our process is from Dave. So if we're going to change that, why? Who told us that it was wrong? If we're going to take the hit on the angel share, great. We have created a brand 10 years ago that is killing it right now.
This is true.
And we haven't changed it for a reason. And we're still killing it. We keep getting more awards. We just got a new award. Jim Murray just said another accolade. Like, what? Why would we do something different? So yes, no, I believe in our elevation. Yeah, it sucks. It's high.
What is the elevation there for the?
I don't even know. It's like
it's really high.
Well, no, our age. So our rick houses are like they're insanely high.
How multiple stories wise?
No. I mean, as far as like elevation of Washington.
Okay.
Compared to our distillery.
Oh, right.
Like, why would we do that?
Yeah.
We're going to throw away money, but it makes a good whiskey.
That's all that matters. Joseph said he's got at least 30 bottles of a Woodinville.
Yay!
Good job,
and
Joseph.
they're all consistent. We are priding ourselves on consistency.
Which is so nice. So I had her try prior to the stream that horrible old tub. She also agreed it is awful.
I didn't. No, don't say that out loud.
It's true.
It's okay. It tastes like you're licking a barn floor after like a 3-day long petting zoo was there.
Yeah, I mean, some people want that.
Nobody wants
I don't
that.
think anybody wants that.
There's a good barn note, and then there's the bad barn note, and that's the bad.
That bottle went bad.
Bottle bad.
Donald, thank you very much for dropping that in the chat, buddy.
It's going to be a while. We're sorry in India. We're sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Maybe someday. I mean, I don't know how it'll be like.
We will be not international.
I don't know about. I have no idea what customs law are in India. If like somebody sent you a bottle,
yeah.
I don't know if it would get through. I'm guessing probably not.
No, I'd probably be stuck in customs.
Probably stuck for customs for like a year, but who knows?
I can send you a
Thank you very
sample.
much. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's like a sample might get through as a snow globe, but
yeah, or as like a.
Yeah, I don't know otherwise. I'm thinking that's probably not happening. Yeah, these days are so mean though.
Chat, if you guys have any more questions, please feel free to go ahead and throw those in. We will make sure that we try to get those over.
Well, this is a great information. Thank you guys. Thanks for Double R. Appreciate it. I know he's up in Washington. He's Washington. I think might be Idaho where William's at. Pretty sure it's Idaho, so close to Washington.
Even better. Close enough than I am.
It's close enough, I guess, without the taxes.
You can
right?
you can get the bottle quicker than I can. I know.
I guess because I don't know how exactly far from Idaho where he lives in Idaho. Drive to the distillery and pick one up, but that seems like a good
So
plan.
for our PX Sherry Cask launch, I suggest you drive there and get a bottle as quick as you can, because I will be waiting.
So she suggests. So that means. Oh, it's going to be gone. It's really
crazy
good.
Experiments. You have plain post. So that is one of them. We have many more. We're thankful for our partnerships with Mo Hennessy. We can experiment and do more partnerships in aging. But right now, the PX is going to be it. We are trying to do 2 a year. So January or February will be our next launch, our next harvest release.
All right. That sounds awesome.
So,
you're welcome, world. Go Navy. Renee is my new favorite.
Rep, because that rye is epic.
All right.
Yes.
Break it down.
Agreed.
Yes. Had to parse out the words there.
All right. And if Brian from Pit Face Barbecue is still here with us, I'm going to need some burnt ends so I can try this.
Oh, yes. Pair the rye with the burnt ends. Oh,
no, he said burnt end burrito is now a thing.
Whiskey Crusaders has been named and set for the PX event. So no, nobody has tried it yet. I will be one of the few first in this week. We are looking at the next 2 to 3 weeks for our tasting teams, and then it'll be about a month or two.
You have to text me when you taste it and let me know what the hell the notes are.
No, I can't tell you anything.
You can text me if it's okay. You can say good or not good.
Well, no.
You can say that. I'm sure it's good. But
I don't think it would be good.
Be like, oh, it's terrible. Oh, horrible. I'm sure it'd be great. That'll be really interesting because there's not a lot of bourbons.
Yeah, no, our PX. So that's going to be again
really interesting.
Harvest release only. It is for the distillery. If you can find it, great.
So, Joseph, the question is, how many cases can you buy?
You can buy as many as you want, and can you share them with me,
Texas,
please?
it's so stupid. You only buy
No,
two.
you can buy as many as you want. You just have to get them here or wherever you
well,
live.
that's fine. But you can actually buy them at one time.
Yeah, you can buy them from the distillery online
here,
as many as you want.
2 a day, God forbid.
And
I'll freaking 30 days.
I'll reach out and add some bottles on your list.
There you go. So that's the real question, Joseph. How many cases can you buy?
As many as you want from the distillery. You can buy direct, as long as you're not in Texas.
Yeah, as long as
you're not in Texas.
If you're not Texas, you can do whatever you want.
Because we're done.
Mine is Ohio. Ohio and Texas are the
They're
worst.
The worst. What?
So I got a question that I like to ask all reps and makers and everything like that. And that was if I were to give you a magic wand and I told you that this magic wand would allow you to fix any and all whiskey laws in the state of Texas. I'm sorry, in the country of the U.S.
She lives in Texas. I mean,
I'm going to hand you this magic wand and you get to fix whatever you want to fix about liquor laws. What are you doing? What are you changing?
I would change, and this is a side personal note, single barrel programs. I understand the third party, the 4-tier that we live here. That's fine. I would change single barrel laws. Who can get a single barrel? How you can get a single barrel? What's your qualifications? That's it. Because that controls the market right now, which is so frustrating. And that's a side note.
Is that gas going to be straight from the barrel? Do you know?
No, it's not going to be barrel strength.
Okay. So we back down to 90?
Correct.
Okay.
It might be higher, but it's not going to be barrel strength.
Oh, sure. We're still alive. We'll help you move in. Well, no, she's still alive too. Go pull the bread out and then get chocolate. Chill out.
She's still up. I don't even know how.
I told you she doesn't sleep.
Every Monday.
My bedtime is 9 p.m. I don't know how I'm still awake.
Whiskey will do that.
That's true.
Whiskey, bacon, all the good things. It's all good.
But yes, Will, good question.
If anybody does have any more questions, let's go ahead and throw those in the chat right now. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up and let Renee go ahead and get.
No, I wasn't saying that just to go to bed. I was just joking.
Oh, she wants to try the whiskey here, so it's all good.
Well, that'll give her a couple extra minutes to do that.
She won't really want to do that on stream, though, because she won't be able to say her real thoughts about other brands. So I'm just trying to give her the opportunity to really dive into some really yummy whiskey.
I mean, yes, you work for a great brand.
I know. I've left another brand for this brand. Like, I am very, very proud of Woodinville.
Getting to work for like a really good brand like this is awesome, but I feel bad for like a master work for like bad brands that like just.
I know, but you know what?
I mean, somebody has to do it.
You gotta start somewhere.
But it's like must not be fun for like a brand that whiskey that's like just not good.
I just believe in our founders. I mean, Brett and Orland are badass. I hope everyone in one time in their life gets to meet them.
If I come to Washington, can I go to the distillery? That's
of course. Yeah, it opens up in 3 weeks.
Okay, because my uncles live up there, and I need to go visit them and then go to your distillery.
And you guys get to see our new expanded distillery, which is huge. It's going to be much bigger than original.
All right, so that's a great question.
Tastes best with a nice rye. Okay, so not gonna lie, it's our straight bourbon.
Okay.
Or a port finish. So if your ribeye is extra smoky, do the port finish. If it's not a lot of rub on it, do the bourbon.
If you can get your hand on the Ardbeg finish, that's the one I'd choose.
Yeah, you can't get that unless you order it. So thank you, but I can't see that.
That's nice, man. He's telling me to climb over, you're completely destroying everything.
Hilarious.
Destroying everything.
Matt, I
Goes to sleep when he goes to sleep.
Well, you know what's funny is my degrees are in behavioral psychology, and
Really?
I can
That's
totally
awesome.
handle the children. Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to have to probably agree with you, Donald. That's probably a true statement.
What is that?
He said that Canadian Miss or Brand Ambassador would be the worst job ever.
Yeah, probably. I mean, there's a couple whiskey brands I would say, but not going to say it out loud.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I understand. But Donald can say that because it's a true statement.
But we always say we're the sleeper. We're not a sleeper brand. We've been around for 10 years. People in Washington covet us. They sit outside for 2 days in advance for our releases. But we're making a little dent in the
So
industry.
have they mentioned Madeira finish by chance?
No.
Okay. When you go there next week, it's a good suggestion.
I know, but we can't. It has to be within house.
Oh, because it's not in you guys'
Sorry.
portfolio?
Yeah.
You don't have any
I mean,
Madeira.
that doesn't mean we can't, but we will not yet.
Hang on a minute. You're saying Moet and Chandon doesn't have a single Madeira producer in their portfolio?
Surprised you guys don't.
I'm not aware of one, but maybe there is one.
You should ask.
I find that
The worst
suspect.
thing is no.
I find that hard to believe. I would go to them and ask again because that's
I
If you
can't
don't
think
afford it,
of
I think
one.
you go to
Yeah,
Madeira.
but no, because we haven't been. If you think about Moët Hennessy, it's been all champagne and cognac.
Right.
So where would Madeira come from?
I figured they would have bought one by now.
Well, we haven't. We just partnered with them a year and a
So
half
the
ago.
port you
2 years
guys
ago.
have, is that one you guys own, or is it something like a partnership thing? We can't say.
No.
It's all good. Well, have another one. Okay, so suggestion is I can't say Madeira. How about that?
But also, yeah. No, I don't think Madeira is part of it. But
Okay.
there's a change. I mean,
All right, let's
Anything
okay.
could happen.
So you guys obviously massive cognac brand. Have you guys thought of a cognac finish? That would be really, especially as many cognacs you guys make. Would be
Silence is golden.
silence is golden.
Yeah,
I
that's what I
can't
like
say
to
no,
see.
but you know how expensive that would be.
Oh,
And
yeah.
How,
I
have
would
you
also
ever
like
had
to
a
know if
cognac
you're reaching-
finish?
Yeah, they're really good. But
And
they're
how
really,
long do they? Yeah,
It's-
and how it's a
it's
lot.
not cheap. I mean, I expect it to be like
It's a
$100,
lot,
but it would
yeah.
be totally worth
It's
it.
a lot.
Have you
I-
reached out to any Washington wineries and started finishing anything in Washington wine barrels?
So that was the original intention. But a lot of the Washington wineries are partnered with other companies, which prior to this partnership, that was okay, but now it's different. So I think there's going to be an option in the future, but not right now.
I have some Washington wineries that are real small. I might be able to hook you up with.
Yeah, I mean, well, Brett and Orland are very in tap with the industry and all the other wineries. I just think it's more of an ownership aspect now that we're owned by Moët Hennessy. That's got to stay congruent, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, what about a Glenmorangie finish?
So Glenmoe finish would be phenomenal.
yeah.
Ardbeg was our first experience.
So Glenmoe maybe next.
Glenmoe would be my dream, but again, that's
Especially
personal.
so many different
Yeah, I
expressions
don't-
those guys make.
I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh.
I don't know.
It'd be crazy good.
What we hope.
Oh,
There's so many.
Marsala. That
This
sounds
is year one.
interesting.
Yeah, this is year one of partnership. Well, it's only we
okay, I didn't realize
connected
that.
last year, 2 years ago. This is year
Oh,
one of like
Okay, so
being
it's
able to
just a
do
really new
anything.
relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't really know what's in the future. There's a lot of things that are possible. Hennessy Ellipse finished. Yeah, I don't know if that's
Ooh,
gonna happen.
Hennessy, a lips finish and a
I mean,
wine.
maybe.
Thank you, Jason. That sounds delicious.
I don't hate on that. I think
I'm not
be
opposed to this
awesome.
plan at all. That's
I would love a
con.
cognac finish. I don't know. We'll see. Again, I'm not the distiller, so I have no idea.
I've had it tonight. Last one was the
Mhm.
Evan Williams Ball and Bond. Really like it. Hadn't had it for tonight. Bottom shelf was really good. How about you? I would switch to Woodinville and be much happier.
Thank you.
I mean,
Good.
personally, I'm not a giant fan of Evan Williams. Maybe we'll like that, but I'd much rather drink Woodinville any day over that.
So Woodinville had a bottle and bond. It was distillery only. If you can find a bottle, go for it. It's gone now, but it was delicious.
I assume at some point they'll probably bring that back.
I don't know.
No, probably not.
It's gone completely from the distillery. So.
Oh, it's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a question. If you find one, it's a unicorn.
Okay.
So buy it if you can.
Ardbeg.
A Dom Perignon as well. That will be expensive as hell.
And a champagne finish, that would be so weird.
It'd probably be good, but it probably cost you like $200 too.
Also, like champagne finished barrels are going to be so light.
They don't put champagne in barrels for
champagne
really any.
Is a 23-year Glenfiddich. I mean,
Yeah.
it would probably be so oaky by the time you try to finish it. It probably wouldn't be good. It probably be weird.
I mean,
it might be really good. There's only one way to find out. Try it.
it's going to be, but that would be harvest release only
It'd also
or
be
a distillery only.
crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the port finish is pretty. Absolutely. And it's delicious.
Port finish is so good.
Also, if you combine all three, it's also great. If
Oh,
you guys
that's
haven't
weird.
done that for evening, please combine all three, whatever's left over. If you haven't done so, it's what I'm doing. It's delicious.
I have that here. I haven't tasted it yet, but I have my dump glass here that I put everything into.
Yeah, we dump glass every one day.
All six things have gone in.
That goody is my number one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine too.
Mine too.
Well, I don't know. That Ardbeg is yummy.
No.
The Ardbeg is delicious, but
No.
that goody is available for now.
Yeah, until probably after the stream. Probably not. It's probably gone.
Good.
Hey, no, Goody Goody's not complaining. They're like, thank God they're like, it's gone.
They
We're
only got a
sorry.
case each.
Yeah, they're like, well, you guys.
Well, they better have one for us tomorrow,
We're
man.
Sorry, guys. If you guys are local, it's another. A lot of these are local to watch.
Armagnac finish. Yes, Eric. I hope so.
that would
I
be
hope so. That's
amazing.
on my goal list.
do
I don't
love
know.
Armagnac
I know,
finish.
me too. I don't know.
Armagnac is delicious.
I would love that. I think an
Turns would be
Armagnac
good.
finished.
Yeah.
Oh, Terrasans would be.
That'd be good too. See, so many great ideas.
I know.
So
But the world is our oyster because
real.
we just got this partnership. So
Yeah.
this is still so new that there's
Let's
so
tell
many
me all the cool
options.
stuff you taste up there in the next
I
few
know.
days. But
I
we
don't
won't
wanna
share it with
tease everyone.
No, we won't share it with anyone. You just got to tell me. I just want to know all the cool crap you taste, and we'll share it whenever it's bottled. Then we can
Yeah.
share it. I just want
But
to know
even if it's
for
just a distillery only. but-
personal entertainment value, and that's about it.
So Brett and Orlin, our founders, are very open to experimenting, to understanding, and to enhancing our whiskey. So that's one great thing is that they can do whatever the fuck they want to do, and I love it. Sorry, bad word. But
We don't care on the show.
But
You can say
bad word.
what you want.
Shit. What?
Son of a
on
what?
this channel.
We don't
I
care
think it
about
was
bad
past-
words.
We're
it's
adults.
past
it's
the
fine.
time.
It's whatever.
Yes. So one day we're going to rule the world, and this brand is going to be
It's a good plan.
taking over.
Solid,
But until then,
solid
we just
plan.
enjoy good things.
I like all these plans. These are good plans.
So many more.
Now it's going so fast. I'm like, I can't keep up.
I'm
Stop
trying to
typing
read.
so damn much, damn it.
You know,
Someone else click the damn buttons.
you know what? I do not know newbie.
Ooh,
Wait, what
I like
is
that plan.
What?
It's a bourbon
Pair-
pair of this
Campfire?
and
Okay.
a cigar. That's a good plan. I like this plan.
Agreed.
It's a really
Agreed.
good plan.
So our whiskeys are phenomenal with cigars. If you are a cigar smoker, which I am myself, I don't smoke cigarettes, only cigars. Our rye pairs best with a medium. Our
Okay.
bourbon with anything, and if you have the triple barrel, by the grace of God,
Oh,
any cigar. Ugh,
yeah,
so good.
Yeah, and our Toro Fuentes
Sorry.
Opus X, probably number 5 or number 9 or Chateau Reserve would be
Yes.
fan-fucking-tastic. So I'm not really allowed to smoke anymore. When I was always Opus X's from Arturo Fuentes, because those are by far the best cigars on the planet. And I had the entire lineup, and I don't give a shit that they're expensive. They're fucking delicious.
I was detained in Cuba for buying cohibas illegally.
Oh god, that's
We don't
awesome.
talk about this. I mean, it's still probably on my record. I don't know.
That's
But yes.
awesome. Yeah, also the Cubans I smoked also been delicious. My dad
Yeah. Not the Puerto Ricans, the actual Cubans.
yeah, the real Cubans
Yes.
that they bought back on the back of C-130s because nobody goes through customs and nobody gives a shit.
No, I bought
The
them.
real
illegally,
ones.
Yeah.
they're really fucking good.
Yep. And then I put some in my suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know.
With the pairs of the full English pipe tobacco. Ooh,
yeah. Oh, I bet. Do the rye with that.
That, I bet the port finish would be really nice.
Oh, because the sweet finish. Yeah.
What the hell's that one called? I know Ron talks about it all the time.
A ton of
hey, Ron, what's
notes.
that?
It's a root beer notes.
On the pipe tobacco, that's really good with that.
Where did you get the root beer notes from? The port finish? I'm gonna ask Uncle Buck. Can you clarify on the root beer notes?
I find root beer in rye sometimes, but
yeah.
Did it really? You got the root beer on the rye?
I do agree. Opus X can be expensive, but totally worth it. I mean, if you're gonna smoke a cigar, you might as well smoke the best. Arturo Fuentes Opus X is the best.
Okay, Donald, can you share some, please? Donald can get Cuban problem.
Because he's in Canada.
Oh, well, that's not fair. I had to go to Cuba and then I got the scenes. That wasn't fun.
If you have some of those,
tobacco
Adriana,
farms?
if you still have some, we would love to try those.
Adriana will trade whiskey for cigar.
Yeah, let us know. Send us an
Just
email at
kidding.
whiskeycrusaders3@gmail.com. We would love to do some exchanges. That would be awesome. We would gladly do some of a lot of our guys do smoke cigars. So when we had the La Quinta here, Travis brought this amazing kit of all his cigars, and they rolled stuff out in the on the front yard, and they were smoking them out there. So it's good stuff. So
Uncle Buck said the cash strength bourbon with his cigar. Okay.
That sounds, I'm sure, great.
Where did you get that from?
DJ1, how's it going? He's in Washington, so he.
That's why. Oh, you got the first pick on everything. I'm jealous.
For real. Aromatic pipe tobacco, Christmas cookie. Ooh, that does something with the rye, with a high rye bourbon. Oh, that sounds really good.
Those thieves.
I know nothing about Alex Bradley cigars. I know nothing about that.
Okay.
Are there any releases that we need to be keeping our eye out for? Is there going to be an expansion of the core line, or are these three going to be the what we stick with for a while?
So yes, there will be an expansion. Again, when we launched the port finish, it was a harvest release. So we launched that as a harvest release, and it took hold and skyrocketed. Granted, this PX Sherry is a harvest release. The triple barrel was a harvest release. The double barrel was a harvest release. So if a harvest release just takes hold and runs with it and we can support it, then it'd be great. If not, so we're kind of following the market, I guess you will, on what makes sense and what will sell. Then we'll make it a full-on national situation.
Oh, that's a shame.
It just has to be available for all 50 states if we do something.
That's terrible. It was destroyed in the Hurricane Maria, the tobacco farm. That's terrible. Sorry to hear that. That's a shame. And then he passed away. That's also a shame. That's too bad.
Just like the fires in St. Helena right now, like the wineries burning down. Like it's just 2020 is the worst.
For real. Like
literally.
It's the shittiest year we've all been alive, that's for sure.
Yeah, and everybody keeps on saying, "Oh, I can't wait for 2021." Well, it's not that far away, and not much has changed. So
yeah, like
hope so.
You have a magic wand, like you're gonna make this better.
On the first, everything's gonna be bam, gone, changed, better. It's not gonna work that way.
No, it does not happen.
I wish.
Yeah, me too. Because I would pay $1 million to just change that real quick.
Seriously. Yeah,
Right.
that's
With pork. That sounds good.
Yeah, our port with all tobacco is great. Just because it's a nice balance.
Yeah, if you guys have any more questions, let us know.
2020 is Y2 cray.
We're good here. So that's going to be offline.
We're not going to tell you what we're drinking, though, because that's rude.
That's offline whiskey, and she
That's
gets free reign of
rude.
the entire collection.
But that's so rude. Don't do that.
All brand ambassadors get free reign.
I know, but I like to share everything.
That's the way it works.
So when we have a live event with you, they'll get to do that. But until all this bullshit ends, we can't have any live events.
Yep.
We haven't had a live event since January, which blows.
So pretend we're drinking what you're drinking.
Yeah, we used to have a live event every month until this bullshit started. Yeah.
Oh, barbecue and pork is epic. Yes.
So like our
Jason.
Yeah, so our barbecue event also canceled because of fucking COVID.
Oh.
But, it is what it is.
Whiskey Crusaders, do you get a double barrel at cash strength? Okay, so no, the double barrel is actually our cash strength, and then it's our straight bourbon brought down to a micro barrel. So you cannot actually get cash strength out of a double aged. Unfortunately, sorry.
So what does it come out proof wise? The double
double barrel is 90, maybe 100. It's close to it. Sorry, it's not cash strength.
Okay.
I wish I had it. 90. 90.
That's what I haven't tried.
99?
I don't know. Next time, let's bring one.
Sorry, it is distiller only, and it's not released.
Jason, no, he doesn't. He doesn't have a food truck.
Oh, but he's got some wonderful meat rubs you can buy online at pitfacebarbecue.com.
Oh, but actually, the meat truck is more or less complete.
Good.
Like
but it's not like
bring Austin for us. It's just that COVID stopped that problem. But
it's not like
I'll be in Austin in 2 weeks.
Whenever we get this crap in and we have this awesome event that will be as planned out, there'll be lots of meat and lots of whiskey, and it'll be amazing. But COVID has to end first before we can do said event.
Yeah, but what his question was if there was some place that he could visit this weekend, a food truck, and that answer is no.
That's true.
The truck might be almost done, but it's not done for this weekend.
Yeah, it's not open for business at the moment.
Yeah,
it's more like a catering thing.
Yeah.
And it is amazing, though, as we all know from La Quinta Night. So the good news is Ben, Travis, and Galen and Seth all found out that it was amazing. We weren't lying; that it was the best.
Yeah, we're not just blowing smoke up your ass about this barbecue.
I heard about La Quinta Night in Austin.
Shit's crazy.
Yep,
I heard about it.
That's courtesy of us. So the first year we went down there,
Matt. Let's not get into this, man. It's about time to end.
We need to wrap it up. Tell her about it.
Tell her about it after. All these folks know about it.
Cheers, everybody. We're so happy that you joined us for these 2 hours of this Monday night. We really, really appreciate your time. We really appreciate you coming in and seeing us.
I hope everybody that got samples enjoyed the samples that they got.
We do indeed.
Thank you, Renee, for that, for sharing with our people.
That was really, really cool.
Yeah, that was really
cool. The first time a brand ambassador offered to do that for our stream. So we appreciate that.
Thank you. I hope you guys enjoy it, or if they enjoy it.
I think they did.
Well, we did. So,
we did.
I mean, y'all are most important. But yes, I hope they did too.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Even though you don't like the Pete, I'm glad that you appreciated it.
Thank you for joining us, Renee. Thank you for joining us, chat. We really appreciate having all of you here. And until next time, keep on crusading for better whiskey in your glass, everybody.
Cheers.
To Whiskey Crusaders.